This is our healing list event for some of my patrons for April 2024. So I want to first of all extend a huge thank you to those of you who are my patrons for this month, and to those of you who are on the healing list. I have 30 people on the healing list today, so I look forward to connecting with you all. So I'm sitting here at my easel because I'm going to be creating during this healing event today, which reminds me I should have got my other microphone, which is right here. So I'm going to hook this up in a moment. Let me just move over a little bit. So the theme clearly immediately has to be emergence for this particular video. It's so strong coming through, and it feels like in the last current energy report, which was last Wednesday, I'm not sure of the date now, the days are just sort of all warping at the moment, but last Wednesday I was writing, so there'd been a sort of period of time, maybe a week or so, where it felt like this sense of preparing to come out of the cocoon, but it wasn't quite the right time yet. And in the cocoon, we were healing and transforming, especially this emotional transformation that was occurring. And from probably what I've noticed anyway, the last 4, 5, 6 days, there's been sort of this just gentle and consistent and steady emergence from the cocoon. You know, sometimes when we go through these types of periods, it can sort of be sudden and we're sort of out and that's it, we're kind of free. But this has been very interesting. This has been more gradual and steady over this last almost a week, moving out of this cocoon. So it feels like an emergence. Reminds me of a card actually that I do have in my healing energy cards, and I am sorry I'm bumping you around a lot here. Hi Janice. There's a healing energy card in here, card 11, the new artwork, that really reminds me, it's just the image I keep having in my mind as I think about this particular healing event. So I'll just find it. And so my plan is, while I'm looking for this, my plan is at this stage, I've got some red paper and I'm going to create, I intend to work with the word emergence. In fact, that reminds me, I did do a little look up on the definition of emergence, which says it's the fact of something becoming known or starting to exist. I like that. Something becoming known. It sort of suggests that some of us have been in a state of the unknown and chaos, and working out how to work through and manage that, how to accept it, how to evolve. This is the artwork that just keeps popping into my mind, this butterfly, and I will probably work on a butterfly, maybe a large butterfly on the page, maybe somewhat similar to this, but I'll put this back in the deck in a minute. But this is card 11, Awakening. It's in the Rise category, and down here it says it's time to open up and move towards the unknown. Now that's interesting. So emergence, the fact of something becoming known, and that's us moving towards the unknown, making the unknown known, or bringing order into the chaos. It says new beginnings are birthing, a new awakening is occurring, and transformation. So there is this pulling forward feeling, even just with this illustration, like the butterfly is pushing forward in itself, almost from the heart or the body or the spine. It sort of feels like it's pushing out of the paper. It's at a very interesting angle. So I'm going to pull a card before I do the drawing, and we'll see what that, before I start anyway. So my plan is I'm going to write, what I do know I'm going to do is write emergence across the page somehow. I don't know. I'll just do that. I know that I want to do that, and I am pretty sure I want to draw a butterfly, but that may change. I don't feel that fixed on that plan. And then throughout the creation process, I'm going to be kind of summoning you forward, those of you on the healing list. So what I'll probably do is just start from the top and just mark people off as I add you to the board. And so at various stages in the journey of creation, which is basically a journey of emergence, because we're going from this blank piece of paper, which is the unknown. There's nothing on it right now. And I'm going to be creating something from this blankness. So this is something emerging, something to emerge on this paper, and whatever it's going to be. So at various stages, as I'm talking and as I'm creating, I'll be bringing certain groups or individuals through. I might do 3 or 4 or 5 or 1, or I don't really know, but I'll be looking at my healing list and I'll be adding you to the page in different places. And at that point, when you enter, is like, so when I add you to the paper, that's like when an emergence of sorts that you can work with personally, and whatever you've got personally going on that you're confronting or facing right now in your life. So how might this look in everyday life things? It might be something that you are confronting and facing, something that is unknown to you, something that is difficult, something that's exciting, something that's thrilling, something that you're moving towards or have a vision that you're creating towards. It could be some difficulties in relationships or in general life things. It might be health things that you're juggling and trying to figure out at this time. It could be you trying to find yourself. And so through this emergence, the intention of emergence and the theme for what's going on today, or what I'm doing here, through this theme and the energy of emergence is like, we could also think of this as clarity coming forward. We could think of this as healing. We could think of this as like a revelation. We could think of this as a purpose or something manifesting, something coming to the forefront for us to connect with or see that we may not have seen before. So see how, and as we unfold with this, it will hopefully fit into place for you and what it personally means. But as I'm connecting and as I'm creating and as I bring your name through, see what's going on and notice what's going on in your body to support this emergence for you. What is emerging? You may even want to ask yourself some questions before I even start drawing. If you've got your journal handy, what is emerging for you? What feels like it's hidden and just under the surface or just on the tip of your tongue or just out of view and you can't quite grasp it, you can't quite connect with it yet, but it's just there, just out of reach. What is that? How does it feel? Does it feel something you're resistant towards? Is it something you feel excited about? Is it something you have to be patient with because you want it yesterday and it hasn't arrived yet? So it depends on, I feel like this could be very personal for us. So see how you go. Let's pull a card and then I'll get started. So welcome to you all. And welcome to everyone, especially on the healing list today. So as we prepare to emerge, whatever is going to emerge, and bring through whatever wants to come through on this piece of paper, I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need to know for now. So the best card, I'm using Healing Energy cards, by the way, and this is Healing Energy card deck 1, and it's this Self-Confrontation card 42. It's in the depth category, so this is an energy that's calling us deeper. Deep energy tends to bring a withdrawal kind of feeling because we kind of withdraw into ourselves. And we're looking for something, we're looking for answers, we're looking to further understand something that we haven't been able to grasp or understand prior to now. We're looking at confronting ourselves, confronting the unknown. It says, have courage to look in the mirror, to come out of hiding. It says, face off, which is basically removal of a mask. Care about how you feel. Stop holding back. How can we emerge if we're holding back? How can we emerge into ourselves or from ourselves if we're hesitating and holding back? We can't. That's like a push-pull. You know, we can't breathe in and breathe out at the same time, for example. There are certain things that are kind of polarities that sort of exist within each other, but they're not there at the exact same time. So it feels like if we're holding back, we're not emerging. So where are you holding back? Where are you hesitating? Where are you hiding in your life, and why? And what can you drop about that today so that you can bring a part of yourself out into that emergence energy? It says create a new safe zone for yourself. And honesty, being really honest with ourselves about what we feel, what we're being held back by, and confronting these aspects of who we are. So that's that. Let's clear the space, untangle my microphone, because she's pretty tangled. Actually, it might not be that tangled. I think last time, when was I using this last? I needed something very long. Oh, that's right. I was doing the 12-hour healing event, and I'm pretty sure I was doing exercises, and I needed this because I was trying to have most of my body in the video. So I needed to really extend this guy out. So I'll just make sure there's no knots in here, and I'll plug this in, and then I'll turn the camera around to my canvas. So I'm just using just some cardboard. It's about, I think, 200 GSM or something, the thickness. Okay, I'm going to plug this in. Please let me know if you can't hear me. The microphone's way down there, which works better when I'm drawing. So let's turn everything around here. And I'll turn myself around. Let me know if you cannot hear, please. So hopefully you can see. It's not that light, is it? It's quite a dark spot. So to start with, I'm just going to write here. Is this all in reverse? This is going to be interesting. Mirrored. Our emergence. It's interesting that it almost wants to go into emergency. Emergence. I suppose the opposite might feel like an emergency. Maybe. Okay, so hopefully you can see this okay. I'm going to start with, well, not red, because I've got red paper. Let's have a look what I've got here. Let's start with some white. And I'll just make sure that we can see this. I'm going to start with a butterfly. It actually feels upside down at the moment. I'm just going to flick on my other light, see if that helps. And perhaps I should close this. That might help too. Okay, that looks better. Where did I put my pastel? Okay, so we've got sort of an upside down butterfly at the moment. So it suggests that things may feel a bit upside down for some of us as we sort of prepare to emerge, but we might be emerging kind of topsy-turvy in a way that we might not recognize or might not quite seem right. Just adding some spots for colors here. And let's start with some names. So let's put you here in a marker. We'll go, so Carol White, bringing you through to emerge. That's not working. Let's grab another one. Carol White. We've got Susan Sonsteng. Nicki Mohler. And Jane Corlett. Okay, let's add some colour. I'm going pink because I keep being drawn to red, but red's not going to work on this, so we'll go some pink. So bringing some love into the tail end of ourselves, even when things feel upside down and out of whack, or out of when we're off track. There's love coming into our tail, our tail area. And we'll add some into the actual tail here of the butterfly, over the G and the E. Let's add some purple for wisdom. This is the wisdom of what we're learning in the physical coming to the fore. So let's add some purple around our little pink at the tail end. So I'm just using some soft pastels here. So wisdom gain. We're gaining wisdom. Let's bring in some more people now. Kanti, Devi. Kanti, we're going across here. Kanti, Devi, Wedad. We've got Matthew Keith. Chelsea Keith. And Rebecca Ross. And let's bring in some blue because we've got some truth that we need to confront and some truth to connect with. And this is the truth of who we are, wanting to emerge from the unknown and from the darkness and come into the light of the known. This is a dark blue, so this is depth that we're craving, depth that we're after, depth that we're looking for, depth and meaning in relationships, in connections, in life itself, in our spirituality, in our spiritual connections and relationships, and purity. Bringing the truth to the light. Adding some white down here, which had a lot of blue on it. So really kind of grounding this truth into our life physically. This might end up being the head. We will see. Okay, next, Suzie Nicholls. Can we see down here? Suzie Nicholls. We've got Priscilla Kimboko. We have Bridget. We'll put you right here, Bridget. Bridget Mehrtens. And Janice Chalmers. We'll put you up here, Janice. Okay, yellow. Yellow here, right in the center. This is strength. This is strength in our ability to keep going, to be strong, to face the difficulties that we're facing in our life at present, to confront the challenges and the issues and not let them stop us. And we've got green coming in now, green for healing, green for growth. So growing from these challenges instead of them stopping us and paralyzing us. Green for growth, green for healing, green for change. Changing our stance if something, an attitude we have had isn't working any longer. Let's brighten this up so we can really feel like this confidence is glowing. The strength and the courage and the bravery is glowing from within us. In fact, it's glowing so much, I'm going to add some radiating arms around this light. It's like a sun glowing. It's like a sign. It's like a light glowing right here in our center, right in the middle. This is the place where this is our vigor. This is our get up and go. This is our willingness to continue and to face what we're facing. Let's add some more people here. We've got Joanna Levine. We have Kathleen Glen. We have Rayna Ortiz. And we have Avril Daly. So orange, creativity, coming into this big area here at the end, like the wings. These feel like right out on the edges of the wings. Creativity surge, a surge of emotion, because creativity requires an element of emotion to be able to connect in with that subtle sensitivity and then express and create with that energy and essence. I just added a bit of yellow in there, so bringing a strength and a confidence to our creativity and our ability to express and create, and then outlining this in pink, so surrounding this in love, surrounding this part of ourselves in love. In fact, I'm going to add love right out here on the edge of the wings. If we had wings ourselves, this would be our hands right out on the edges with our arms outstretched. And these are our hands. These are our, like our palms and our fingers out here in equivalence. So love out there, receiving, giving love, bringing it in, creating and expressing through the connections that we feel. Now brown coming in, a red brown into this little spot here, in between our creativity spots, our loving edges, and our power that's radiating. Now I'm going to add a bit of red into this. This is like a red-brown, and it's very grounded, very earthy is the feeling. So this has helped grounding us, especially grounding between our emotions and our creative expression and our power. It's like creating a bridge, a groundedness between these two elements. I'm going to outline this brown spot of colour in black. This is the unknown. The black represents the unknown. Let's see who's next. We'll add some more names. Where's my marker? We've got Angie Griswold. We have Pamela. Just making sure these are in the shot. Pamela Florea. We have Nicole Wiggins. and Kimberly Veness. Okay, so let's add some colour on the outside. I'm really drawn to purple. Let's see if I can find another shade of purple. Actually, we're going to go with indigo. Indigo is connected with the third eye chakra, and this is really helping support our ability to trust in ourselves, trust in our intuition, trust in the decisions that we make in our life, trust in the steps that we're taking, one step at a time, trusting in the flow, trusting in the movement of things. Now these that felt like those little antennae, these are now feeling like legs, and this whole thing is switching, and we're going upright up here now. We're going up, and this is like legs coming down, so we'd have eyes or something here. So we've turned upside down. We're now looking out through the back side and through the underneath of things. There's pink that's wanting to come in through here again, which is now the bottom, and coming up through to the top. Can you feel how things shifted? Now we're going to add some white in here to really brighten up this pink and brighten up the spine and the center column that keeps us together. It keeps us connected. It keeps us here in our body. This spine of ours keeps us upright. And let's extend this out further, like a cord of connection that connects down into the earth. And it's like a kite now. This is the string of a kite that keeps it grounded and anchored into the physical. Let's add some more names now. We have Emily Fussell. We have Angela Fraser. So pretty, all of your names look on here. Nicole E. Let's put you over here, Nicole. And we have Michele Burch. Michele can come right up here at the top. Michele Burch. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more people on the list. So we'll do 2 groups of 3 next. I want to really accentuate this line. This is really drawing me at the moment. So I'm going to work with this line. I'm going to add some black to pop this out. Actually, we'll add some charcoal first to help pop this out like a shadow. And this might even turn into something else. Who knows? I don't know. We're just flowing with trusting in the flow of things. I've got these 2 little circles up here, which I also am really drawn to. So let's bring those out. I'm going to outline in a bit of pink to begin with. These are like extensions of our eyes, like our perceptions, our perception of things, our awareness, our intuition, using a lemon colour. See if that does anything exciting. Kind of gets lost in the pink. It's got a nice flow, a movement to it. And it feels higher, like accessing our higher self, our higher truth, our higher senses coming alive. It also feels like spirit, our connections to beyond the physical. I want to just emphasize this area here now. So I'm basically just bringing through colors and energies that feel good. I'm not fixated on, you know, the prettiest butterfly in the world. I'd rather focus now on, or focus completely on the energy. We might lose the butterfly. I don't mind. The butterfly is there underneath. It doesn't need to be there forever. So just bringing some colours through. I've got a dark blue here. And I just really want to build up the strength of this spine of ours. I think we forget about it a lot. We underestimate the importance and power of our body. And that we actually, we emerged in large part from our spine, as it was one of the first parts of us to actually form and then grow. And it keeps us upright. It keeps things in the place that they need to be in our life, our organs. So we'll go with that for now. I'm going to bring the three more people through. So we've got Anne-Marie Douglas. We'll bring you through here. Anne-Marie. We've got Allison. And Joanne Monroe. I'll put you over here, Jo. Monroe. So I want to add a bit of colour in here, and I'm feeling green at the moment. Let's bring healing into our spine, into our body. Growth. Springtime. Life. Actually, I'm going to keep using this green. We'll go on these areas here. This is a bright green. This feels actually something very refreshing and new, and it makes me want to go straight to a nice light clear blue. So clarity, something fresh, something new coming in here. As we transform through our body, through our life, through our spine, and through the deep parts of our being. Now these brown parts want to go more red, so nice and grounded in the physical. Okay, let's bring our last three people through. We've got Teala Smith. We have Sylvia Barley. And our newest member as of yesterday, Jackie. Big welcome to you, Jackie. Your last but not least. So everybody's here now. We have 30 people on this page emerging with this butterfly creature thing. And it does look like a bit of a funny creature. What do I need here? I want something bright and white. Let's go bright white. And let's emphasize all these great shapes and really outline in white, clarify. We've got love, strength, creativity, growth and healing. We've got grounding. We've got opening of our third eye. And here, what do we want? A pattern, don't we? Okay, excellent. Let's now deepen this pattern. V shape. This is the sacred true feminine, taking us deeper as we rise and lift up like the masculine. This energy here, these V shapes, aligned with the sacred true feminine. The deepening, the valley, the chalice, the wound, pointing down. Adding some violet in here, lavender kind of colour, and I like that colour. Let's add some of that too to the outside. This really pops on the red background. And now I feel determined to have all names covered. Wow, this is bright and colourful. Okay, now let's, what are we going to do now? I feel like some arms of orange coming out, this radiance of creativity as the creator of our life. There is a sense of responsibility that comes with this, like personal responsibility for our life, for our attitude, for our relationships, for our life itself. And in between that, I'm going red. We might not be able to see it much, but I am aching to use red. So red, this is now grounding, bringing all this, and it's been all that is right and aligned with us as individuals into our life, into our body. So it's not an emergence that kind of fleets and flits away, but we now think about how we can practically ground this and bring it into our life. Maybe through creating something. Maybe you might feel after this a surge to create. Going over this red with some white just to help purify and cleanse. Bring some releasing, some letting go through. Now these are basically what I'm doing at the final kind of touches. We'll radiate these areas too. Some of these, love radiating. Creativity. A piece or a way to work with our emotions, not as things to avoid, but as parts of who we are that we can work with and utilize and use to help us create a better life for ourselves. Our strength, which is half covered by this kind of extension of the spine, which is very interesting. So I'm just going to radiate this half of the sun that's poking out here, because the other half is inside. We've got some internal and some external is the feeling, like almost like an eclipse, a balance. of things. I think I'm getting close to actually finishing now. I'd like to add a bit of black to create just some more depth, and then it will probably be done. I think that's a very dark blue. We'll see if that does anything. Just to create a bit of depth in places, because depth helps take us further into our truth. So things become less superficial and more meaningful. Okay, and it feels like as I step back and just think, okay, from an art perspective, is there anything else that I need to do? And I'm feeling no, I can put my pastels down now. But as I look back, just as an overall observation of this particular creation, it feels so celebratory. Like it's almost to me like all the little parts and pieces have come together and created like this amazing fireworks of celebration and of like an ecstasy, a joy of what is it of the emergence, of the challenges and opportunities and life itself, and what a gift this life is. So what do you see in this? How is it feeling to you? Does it feel like it's a part of you emerging? What are you noticing? Because what you see will help indicate as to what might be emerging for you or what you're shifting through. So that is that. So I'm going to find my seat, and I think I'm going to change microphones. So hello, you probably hear me a little differently. Let's turn this camera around a little bit. So welcome if you just joined in. Welcome to your emergence. And I'm going to pull a card. I think that's all I need to do now. So if you just joined in, we were creating kind of with this in mind, self-confrontation, but also with theme emergence. So I'll pop that back into the deck. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in today. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everyone on the healing list. I do trust this has been helpful and has perhaps shifted some things for you. That would be awesome. I'll be back again for the next healing list event at the very end of May. So it happens always at the end of the month. If you would like to participate in the next month or be involved, then you can learn more about my Patreon resources in the link below. And it's the $15 level or higher will give you access to this event. And there are other things as well included in that pledge or that resource level. So let me know if you've got questions, and if you've got any feedback, let me know if you enjoyed this, or if there are parts that sort of really personally spoke to you. Feel free to drop me an email or let me know. So I'm looking for the best card in regards to what we need to know for what's next. What is next? Where do we go from here? We've emerged from the cocoon. We're this kite flying high. We're figuring things out. We're trying to connect with our uniqueness and all the components that make us who we are, internally and partly externally, but mainly internally. Like I see our character, our personality, our beliefs, our truth, our character, our just who we are kind of emanating from this. And it feels like all little pieces and components of the puzzle all coming together to make us who we are. Oh, thanks, Janice. That's fantastic. All right, so the best card we need for what's next, where do we go from here, is this from the second deck. And it's this. Huh. Now, is it just me, or do these like feel super similar? You know why? Because they're both drawn on red paper. And there's not many I've drawn on red paper, as you can see from this other one at the back. There's not many. It's not a great colour to actually create on, but it is fun. But I don't use it that often. But this is on red, and this feels so similar to that. I mean, they could probably blend and merge together. This is card 80, called Offering, and it's in the rest category. So it has a sort of pullback feeling, an integration, a contemplation, a restful feeling, and that's necessary for us to kind of adjust and settle and digest changes that take place in our life. We're not always active and don't always need to be active. We can have those restful periods too and balance those into our life. Down here it says love, blessings, relationships, support, gentleness, softening harsh situations. And in fact, this is quite bold, but it does feel soft. Like it doesn't feel necessarily sharp or harsh. It has a softness to it, even though it also has a boldness. Accept the offering and do the offering. Opening, gift, blessings, blessing and beauty. So this is like being offered this gift of this rose, or this gift of healing, this gift of emergence, this gift of love, this gift of life. And we're perhaps offering this to ourselves. There might be catalysts in our life that help inspire or motivate such an offering, but it's up to us whether we are ready or open to even receiving or noticing this offering that's being made. You know, there could be people out there trying to help us, but we might be pushing it away. And so the offering we're not either ready for, or not noticing, or not open to. So there's a lot of offerings, I think, that happen. I notice myself actually offering like hands of friendship fairly often, and with certain people, and offering help and things like this that is not even noticed. So it's very interesting how I wonder how much help is being offered to me that I push away or don't notice. So I think it's important perhaps to consider how much offering of assistance we are making to other people we care about, and how much is being made to us. And not that we're expecting it to be made to us, because that's a whole nother different topic. But is there goodness that's trying to come in? It could be through the offering of assistance from another, but it could be through a different way. It could be opportunities or good energy, options, that kind of thing that may be coming towards us. Are we open to it? Or are we pushing it away? Are we blind to it? So there's a giving, receiving balance too in this card. And there feels to be a gentleness, you know, a real deep sense of love, a sense of, this love feels like it's connective, like we are connected to more than the superficial, to more than the drama and the difficulties that we're facing in life, that we're actually connected to much more and much deeper, more important things than that. So there is something deep that calls us. And let's see how we go. If you've got this deck, you may want to grab this card out and keep it close by for a couple of days to help you connect in with this offering and this energy that wants to come forward and connect. So thanks for joining me today. I do trust you've enjoyed this connection and it's been helpful in some way. I'll take a photo of this and I'll put it up on my Facebook page, pretty soon. So if you want to save a copy of it, if you want to work with it more closely, then there will be an image there if you want to. If not, that's perfectly fine. But thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your day, and I may see you again for our May Healing List event. Take care, and goodbye for now.